Hey guys, BBI here. I want to stop and say thanks for tuning in and checking out whatever the video is about that's about ready to come up next. If you could take a minute and hit subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you've seen here, make sure to hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Anyhow guys, all that aside, let's get on with the show. Oh boy. Okay, so how many more Texas Star videos can I make where you guys actually tune in to watch? I don't know, but I've got a lot more to go. I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful. This is a Texas Star 500. It's brand new. Brand new. And it no work. So yesterday while I was on the phone with the customer, I keyed it up and ran it real quick. These two back transistors, of course this has got the DEI2879's version 23-08 transistors in it. The back two are dead. The front two are technically still good, but are they? I was a little shocked when I opened the amp up. I couldn't help but notice that they've managed to change the relay now. They've gone to a 5 amp little Panasonic, which I don't necessarily know how much cheaper that is, but I do know that these are a lot more readily available than the other ones. But you can see they changed diodes in it. There's a bunch of little stuff in here that's changed, like they've gone to these slightly cheaper capacitors everywhere. These chokes have changed. I'm working for Mr. D today. Mr. D sends this Texas Star 500 in, and then he also sent up this other amplifier here, which is a Texas Star 667. This one here he wants to barter with it and trade it in on the repair of this one. But this 667 here, the final section obviously is popped. All of these 667s with the RF 520s in them, the driver section just goes tits. All the transistors but one in this amplifier are bad. This thing's really dirty. I wanted to point this out. We can tell the coax connectors have been very hot in this particular guy. How do we know this? Because if we look at them, we'll see that they're all melted. That's the quote Teflon, but actually is some kind of form of nylon. The connectors have gotten hot and they've melted up the center pin. So before I do anything with this, I'm going to take this in on trade, this one here. It's got to have a lot of stuff rebuilt in it. I got to put a new driver section in it. It's going to require 4 new transistors. It's got to be washed because this was in a smoking environment for sure. This whole section's got to come out. All the lamps on it have been replaced with the wrong kind of LEDs in the front, so I've got to fix that too. The faceplate's in relatively good condition, and so's the tin. I'd have to put a fan on this. That's not a problem. The combiners are all burned up. This thing has obviously been on fire at some point or another. The odd part of that is that it correlates to being right over the fire bits right here. Fire bits right here, by the way. That correlates to being right over the top of the on-off switches. So I don't know how much joy we're going to get into that, but we'll get her cleaned up. She'll go find a new home to somebody. Somebody's going to want to have that. I'm going to give that away as a steal deal kind of thing. Let's get back over here and talk about this brand new one. The positive wire that runs from the fuse holder back to here is a little sketch at best. Focus camera. Focus on my fingertips. We'll see that this is a cold solder joint. If I started working this back and forth, this would probably pop off. The other thing I can't help but notice is that they've gotten even cheaper in this department here, where they're using this instead of the silver plated stuff they've used for years. I don't know, I don't really care. This thing is still what it is. let's go ahead and I'm going to strip it down. And like we're taking off the tube top or something on our girlfriend, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to strip this down. I'm going to pull the power wires out. I'm going to give him a little bit of power wire upgrade. He's working with a very strict budget, this guy. So it's not like we're going to go full crazy on it, but we're going to give him enough crazy that we're going to make it worth it. So we're going to pull these transistors out. We'll save them for later just in case somebody needs them for repair. These are going to go directly into the giant L bag of transistors that we show off the end of each year. We're going to give them a little power wire upgrade. We're going to get rid of these strain reliefs, go to actual like little grommets. We're going to build ourselves a little shelf here for a positive wire upgrade. And yeah, let me strip it down and we'll start from there. What do you think? Out with the old and in with the new. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. 1.8, 1.7, close enough for me. If you ever blow a pill in your Texas Star, it's not just enough to change the transistor. 1.7, right on the money, good deal. You have to check your 1.7 ohm bias control resistors. This resistor right here is what controls a voltage on the bias, and the same thing with this resistor right here. Normally it's over here in the corner, but needless to say, those are both within spec. See how hard that was? Take the volt ohm meter and you check your resistance on two resistors, and you know you're good to put it back together. Went in and checked that cap, and a couple other things I like to check. We check these two caps, they're within spec. So, I mean, there's just a couple little things you want to check when you're going along. But 4 new HGs are in the amp. The DEIs are gone. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pop some grommets in here. And the guy wants to do a fan kit in the future, but he doesn't want to pay for it now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-wire for him the fan kit. I'm not going to charge him nothing, I just want to help him out. So we'll throw the grommets in here, we'll get some power wires put in here, and then I'm going to pre-wire off the on-off switch, a fan for him, and we'll throw it out through this little, the external key hole here in the back. We'll run it out of here and then we'll terminate it with some heat shrink. So if he chooses to in the future, he can pull the heat shrink back and then he can hook a fan up to it, so when he goes to turn on, that way he doesn't have to go inside, he doesn't have to put his fingers on nothing inside. Make any sense? Okay. So let's do some grommets, let's do some power wire, let's solder down our 1.7 ohm resistors, and then should be good to go. I need to call and order more ferrite. Oh, this is 43. I'm plumb run out of it out of the drawer. Come on, come on, come on. Need to order more. I normally keep 3 or 4 flats of this stuff around. Yeah, I'm at it, as might as well fill up the 63 bucket too. Well, I just cost myself 2 HG transistors. I tell everybody that comes here and they want to learn how to build, if you make a mistake, embrace it and move on, learn from it. This is part of the business. So I get all hooked up and I'm like, sweet, we're done. Hit the power button, keyed up, made about 400 watts, and then just goes poof, and then smoke starts rolling out of the back end of it. I forgot. I thought I'd soldered down the resistor. Apparently I didn't have it down all the way, because when I pulled these 2 transistors out in the back and replaced the 10 ohms and put the 2 new ones in, I went to test the 1.8 ohm resistor back here, and I pulled up on it and it wasn't even attached to the board. So lesson learned, part of life. Make sure your 1.8 ohm resistor is soldered down. So I tell people to check that every single time. If you have a pill that goes bad, sometimes collector to base, the base and the collector can short out inside the transistor, and it'll allow 12 volts to pass back this direction through the transistor, and it'll come back, and the first thing it finds is this 1.6 ohm resistor to ground, and it'll short it out or burn it up. If it doesn't burn it up, usually it'll short it out or open it up, or it'll just totally defeat the resistance value of it, and it'll, when it goes open, The 12 volts can go directly into the input transformer and cost you all the transistors, right? Well, I did it in reverse. I lifted the 1.8 ohm resistor, checked to make sure it was still within tolerance, thought I soldered it down, and I didn't squint hard enough with my old man eyes and make sure it was soldered down all the way. So, you know, mistakes happen. It's called life. But at the end of the day, we're done. This thing's done. Power wire upgrade, soft power wire upgrade, remote for his fan, which if he ever chooses to put one on, he can. Coiled him up some extra wire here on the back, put some marine grade heat shrink with epoxy on it so that they'll never fall off. And that's it. I mean, pretty simple, easy fix. This is all done. So we're using the Workbench 2950. Hello, 1, 2. We're going to put about 30 watts of drive into it, as we just seen. Now, let's go over here and let's make sure we verify our pass-through tune. So used to using the striker. Okay, let's go over here. Hello, 1, 2. That's our pass-through reflect, which is great. It's a 5 watt slug in reverse. And what I'm showing you with that test is the ability for the RF to go into the amplifier, through all this BS, and then back out, and then down to the dummy load. That was a 5 watt slug in reverse with a 1 foot jumper between the radio and the amplifier. Let's turn the amp on. Now we're going to test the preamp. Preamp is working as it should. We've got the variable all the way open. And we'll try it hot for trot right out the chute. So with 30 watts of drive, hello audio. Get about 700 peak out of it. Hello audio. Our input tune, hello audio. Not that bad. Sorry, thought I had that in frame. Hello audio. Hello audio. Not bad. So now let's come on back down here. Let's get this in frame. Hit the delay button, which would be for sideband, otherwise known as medium on the amplifier. Hello audio 11111. About 650 watts once again. The delay circuit is working. Let's hit the dial-a-watt. Hello audio. And hello audio 1, 2. Is that some smoke I just seen? Hello audio 11111. Hello 111. Hello 111. Smoke's coming off the frickin' switch. Well, tell me a tale. A techno song used to be "Tell me a fable," a fable. Let's see what's going on here. Hello 11111. Hello 1111. Hello 111. Ah, cold solder joint. Hold on a second. The solder joint right here on the dial-a-watt switch was not fully soldered down. Hello audio. Yeah, back up and running. Hello 11. Okay. So let's go look at the reflect on the input here. Dial-a-watt. Hello 12, which is looking great. Delay. Hello 12, which is looking great. Hello 12, input's looking good. Pass through. Hello 12, looking great. Call us a win. Well, Mr. D, you're all fixed up, buddy. It's about as good as she's going to get for you. It's got 4 new transistors. Actually 6 is what this one cost. These are the coolest little knobs. I don't know if you guys have caught these or not. The same guy that's making the replacement Texas Star switch faces for us is printing up these custom knob covers. And they look like this when you install them. Just tap this one with my finger. Didn't drive it on there all the way, but it's designed to slide right on the front of your channel knob like so. If you've noticed, I've got one there, and then I've got one over there too, which I thought was pretty cool. Give Robert a call. All you got to do is look for the replacement video, the switch replacement video. One more thing we got to do before we're done. Whew, I have to get my vinyl guy to cut me some more vinyl. I'm telling you, it pays to have friends. Now don't tell him, but I'm going to throw in a little treat for him here. Put that sticker right there on the lid for him. Box this thing up and send it back to him, but throw a fan in the box for him. Oh man, what can you do? All right, well gentlemen, I want to say thanks for tuning in and stopping by. Yet one more Texas Star video. I mean, like seriously, I'm strongly starting to wonder how many of these I can make where you guys are actually going to still tune in and watch. I release a Texas Star video these days and it's like 300 views, 400 views. It doesn't matter. I'm going to keep doing the videos even if you guys don't want to watch them or not. People enjoy watching these, especially the customers. They're proud that they've sent their stuff here. And I don't blame them, I get it. Mr. D, you know what, here, let me grab a fan guard for you too. When you go to mount this, mount it so the blades are facing out, so the air is going into the heat sink and you're not pulling the air out. You want it to go in. So you'll put the fan guard on it like this. Okay? All right, gentlemen, on that note, I'm going to run. More stuff coming. More cool shit happening. I appreciate you all tuning in. Big shout out to Penna, Siglant, MechMan, Coaxial Dynamics, Bird, Matchlet, and Steam and Coax, our buddy Robert over there. Another day done. Appreciate you, gentlemen. I'll see you. Click, click.